I think one of the lessons, if you like, of Sean Penn's films, at least, is that there's an emphasis on masculinity as a problem for everybody. Each film has a flawed masculine character at its centre, and that flawed character affects a large number of people right throughout the film. And also in the mise-en-scène, there is an attempt to expand that filmic world out onto a larger real world. So part of that is the use of a realist mise-en-scène, as well as Penn favours melodrama, as well as broader establishing shots as a way of saying that this is really about the whole world. And I think in some ways that the lessons that are in there are pertinent. I mean, there are obvious examples like Arnold Schwarzenegger films and how they're such exaggerated forms of masculinity. But I think that in independent cinema, independent American cinema, there is quite an emphasis on masculinity as a performance and as a construction. And I really, I'm not sure if I can mention specific films, but it seems to me that I enjoy the films that remind us constantly that what we are watching is a construction, and that it's a mask, as Bingham calls it. That we're not watching real people in real life, but we're watching a construction and a performance of masculinity. And I think that it's going to sound naive, but I think that that's useful in our everyday lives. To realise that that masculinity is a performance. Yeah. There are those films of the 80s, late 80s, were so much about a hyper masculinity. There was Schwarzenegger and
Van Damme.
Van Damme, of course. Yes, another example. Yeah. But I think in independent cinema there is a willingness to explore masculinity as a societal problem, as a cultural problem and a cultural construct, rather than something that's hyper real and that's impossible in a way. That the independent films examine masculinity as something that affects everyday lives in so many different